All right, everyone. Here it comes for you, my friends. As all things come to all people, as all knowledge swirls about the universe, as the collective intelligence grabs every thought that could be, and it just swirls outside your head, your own brain matter not able to absorb what's out there. You try wearing an antenna on your head. You try a parabolic dish even. You try to get this information that's floating through the cosmos, the secrets of the universe that were led by the ancients and hymns and carols and chants that you know still exist somewhere in the thought patterns of the very cosmos itself. You try desperately to grab onto it to gain some piece of divinity, and you know, my friends, that could only be found today in Heathen Dogs, Heathen Dogma, Tabletop Gaming Fundamentals, Eclipse Phase Character Generation.
Thank you, Garthon. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you see me here, I guess, since I can't see you. If you haven't seen my backstory for Eclipse Phase, please do. It will explain a lot of what's going on here.
Explain a lot of the crazy happening.
Yeah. It'll explain exactly what happened to humanity, and Maxley, I will put it above my head right now so you can click on it if you're watching on YouTube. Sorry, guys, watching on Twitch. But yeah, we're going to get into character generation right now. But first, we're going to go through the particulars of this game. It was published in 2009. This is first edition, mind you. The second edition is in the works and coming, I believe, later this year, early next year.
But as of now, this is the most...
As of now, this is the most recent edition. Yeah. Publisher is Posthuman Studios. Now, you could buy this PDF for $20. You could do that, but you'd be a dummy because this is a CCL deal. This is a Creative Commons license. That means if you go to a reputable website and you find a non-watermarked version, that's legit. It's free.
Sweet.
It's free. The main book is free. All of the other supplementary books, you got to buy those. But they made the main book free. Awesome. Great. But if you like a hardcover like I do, you really love the feel of flipping through pages, then you can go to DriveThruRPG, get it $50, or go to eBay and get it for $30 plus shipping. Depending on where you live, that could be more, could be less.
All these are nice options.
Yes. Now, let's get right down to character generation. Now, as you can see on the right-hand side, it gives you a step-by-step guide. And as you can see, anything that has, I'm on step 4D is probably not indicative of an easy time, and you're right. It's not. It's not. Oh, no. I'm on step 5A4. No. I'm on step 5D now. Yay. Wait. There's two 5Ds. What? What? Did you catch that?
This sounds
There's
like
two 5Ds. Apparently, they didn't have any E's to give you. But anyway, I broke it down into 6 segments. Who are you? That's who you were. Like who you are now is built on where you came from. Your character concept, your background, what faction you belong to when you were born and grew up as. How you are, that is now. Your aptitudes, which is your stats, and your lifestyle, how you live right now. And what do you know? Your active and knowledge skills. And then what are you? What are you is important for transhumanity because you could be in the body of a spider or a badger or whatever, because this is Eclipse Phase and you can do that. And of course, you can have special traits.
Badger?
What's that?
You could be a badger?
Yeah, you could be a robotic badger if you wanted to be.
Oh, a robotic badger. Well, that makes sense.
Well, yeah. Well, no, actually, wait.
Uh-oh.
No, they have the technology to uplift species. Uplifting is raising an animal's intelligence to that of a human's. So technically, you could
be a fleshy badger.
You could be a badger. Yeah.
All right, great.
A genetically modified badger. Sure, I wouldn't do that.
You could make a honey badger, and you could annoy everyone at the table just by
going.
I don't give a.
All day. And then we go to what do you have? Your gear and your implants. Those are the physical things that you buy with money that you have. And then at the end, what do you want to do? After character generation, moving forward, what is your character's goal? What do you want to do with your life? So those are my 6 breakdowns, and we're going to do a character generation that way.
I don't see how what you want to do with your life is even a question. I mean, Twisted Sister answered that.
Yeah. Very important. GM player interaction is very important. Okay. Now, the reason I'm saying this because there's so many ways to play this game. There are so many moving parts in this game, so many different possible plots and storylines and developments that you could create any universe you want. A Blade Runner universe, a slightly dystopian, dark, everyone's sad, futuristic world where, you know, robots run amok. You can do that. A cyberpunk universe. Your habitat has technology gone wild and it's the Wild West in there. You could do that too. You could do a Firefly universe if you want to do that. You are a freighter captain and your job is to carry physical goods between habitats and you want to stay outside the law, and sometimes you take illegal cargo and you got to
And they try and actually give specific rules to do those different play styles.
Yes. There are rules for all this. Now, the problem is that you can't do it all at the same time. I don't care. I would dare, even the developers of this game would say, I can make a game that encompasses the entirety of the universe.
It's not called GURPS.
No, it's called Someone Should Follow You with a Fire Extinguisher Because Your Pants Are on Fire, You Lying SOB. You can't do it. You can't.
GURPS did it.
You can't. The GM must have a vision of the campaign he wants.
Well, that's
true. The parts of this world that he wants to utilize, he or she wants to utilize to create this campaign. If the GM does not have this vision, the whole game will go off the rails. 100% of the time. Off the rails. There's too many moving parts in this thing. You have to have a conductor who knows how not to crash this train. All right. Now, the same thing goes for the players. You have to have a concept that fits into this world the GM has created. Yes, this GM has limited your options because this is the vision of his universe. That is Eclipse Phase. You have to fit your character within that bounds. If you don't, everyone's going to have a bad time. Because your character
is an intelligent badger and you are useless.
Exactly. You're an intelligent badger, and in this campaign, it is a he decided that in this campaign he wants the player characters to work for a corporation that his sole job is to go to Earth, get lost technology, and bring it back intact. Earth is a danger zone. It is riddled with leftover crap from the Titans. That, again, backstory that makes it hazardous to
flesh-eating nanoswarms.
Flesh-eating nanoswarms, exactly. That's an example. Now, if you are an uplifted honey badger whose sole skills are political,
well, yeah, of course,
then you are going to be a detriment to that.
I used my money to buy a small wheeled contrivance to carry me around.
There you go. See? No, you are still a detriment. If you don't fit into the GM's vision, then you got to make a new character. Now,
it also vacuums floors.
Great. Max Liao is a big defender of Day Zero gaming. Day Zero is when the GM lays out the world, how the world works, this is the storyline, and the players make their concept. You need that game Day Zero for Eclipse Phase. You need that to make sure everyone's on the same page and everyone makes a character that fits. That being in mind, I did not have to think about that because I'm not playing the game. I'm just making a character. So I just made a character by the rules, and it may not fit in every GM's game, but it is by the rules of the game. So now let's get started. I had to put the caveats in.
You know that if we ever play this game, you know what character I'm making.
Yes, I know you're going to make that stupid honey badger.
It sounds too appealing now.
Okay, so step one, who are you? Your roots. This is your background. This is where you or your family came from. Now, there are several, almost a dozen. I got a couple here. A fall evacuee. You or your family are actually one of the 10% of humanity to physically make it off the planet before the Titans pooped all over it and killed 90% of everyone else.
They kind of had it coming.
Great. That's debatable. But again, check out the background story. Now, or you're a drifter. You're from a nomadic or a migrant society, or you are a family. You're from a small collective that were like very much on Enterprise, where they had the supply ships that would take months or years to go from one place to another, dropping off goods and bringing back goods, and you could live months or years on that ship, grow up on a ship without even setting foot on a planet. You could be something like that. Or you're an original space colonist. I mean, if you, again, look at the backstory, when the Hypercorps started making colonies in space, your family was one of the first to say, sign me up for indentured servitude. I want to get off this stupid rock that's called Earth because it sucks here. And that's where you're from. What did I choose? Hyper elite. Because I'm me and I'm awesome. Now, hyper elite means that I grew up in a Hypercorp dominated colony or habitat, and I grew up in the upper class of this habitat. So I get some bonuses. I get a plus 10 to my protocol skills. I get plus 20 to networking. I get to a networking hypercore and plus 10,000 credits. Now, just to let you know, everyone gets 5,000 credits to start to buy gear. I get 15. Yay.
That's nice.
Because I'm rich. Haha. And you're not, scum.
So there.
Now, there you go. Now, going on, you have to define your character again with what faction you come from. Now, I want to be fair when I say this. Your background and your faction do not influence who you are going forward. They influence who you were. You could rebel against the Hypercorp and still start out as a hyper elite. You could rebel against the criminal empire even though it's your faction, but that's where you grew up. Yeah, if you grew up a criminal, you're associated with either the local or a system-wide underworld association. The triads exist in space. They made it.
Well, why not?
Yeah, why not, right? A Barsoomian.
Wait, what?
Yes, they did that. John Carter made it out of the Earth.
Well,
yeah.
Edgar Rice Burroughs, but yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah, his book made it out of the Earth, yeah. So you were born on Mars. But the cool thing is you're considered a redneck.
Woohoo!
You are, yes, you're looked down on by most.
You can't be more redder than a red soil redneck from
exactly,
the red planet.
Right? Now, if you think someone born on Mars, most people think like an American would think Appalachian mountain folk who marries their own cousins and don't leave the mountain for nobody and get off my land, you varmint. That's basically how most people think of people who are from Mars. So there you go. Or an anarchist, fight the Hypercorps. But the cool thing about the anarchists in the future, in the Eclipse Phase future anyway, is that they are rooting to kill the Hypercorps to bring back democracy, not true anarchy, which is funny, I thought. But what did I choose? No. I'm already hyper elite. I chose Hypercorp. I grew up in the system. Exactly. I grew up as part of
Obviously, the system is great if they knew that how elite I was. So
exactly.
What's wrong with this system?
Rock the boat. Hell, I want to get me a bigger boat.
That's right.
That's what I want.
I need more Barsoomians to patrol me around.
Exactly. So I got 10 more to my protocol skill, 20 more to my hypercore skill for networking, and plus 10 to any other networking. Now, networking skill in this is not like computer networking. No, it's
social
more
networking.
Social networking. Exactly right. Now, after that, we go to step 2. How are you? This is your character. This is where all the math comes in. This is where we're starting. Okay, everyone has 105 aptitude points. Now, with all of your aptitudes that I have on the right, I will go through in a second, that starts, you can have 15 for each one. Now, the cool thing is that for a transhuman, 15 is average. So you can start out as average in everything without spending a point.
Sounds
which
nice.
I have really not seen in many RPGs, where you can start off with 10s and everything, and that's it.
That's
You're done
true.
with it. Yeah. So what are our aptitudes, or in other games, our stats? Cognition. This is your problem solving, analysis, understanding, how quick you learn, stuff like that. This is normally what you would call intelligence.
Right.
Coordination. This is normally what you call dexterity. Your hand-eye coordination, fine motor skills, your ability to understand spatial awareness, stuff like that. Your intuition, which really hurts me when I look at it, because it's abbreviated INT, which in every other game in existence is intelligence. But no, this one's intuition. This one is your gut. This one is thinking on your feet, your cleverness, your cunning, stuff like that. Then you have reflexes.
I'm trying to remember what they call that in World of Darkness. They have a different word for it. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyways. Reflexes. This is how quickly you react to a changing situation. And then your savvy. This is basically your charisma. This, how well you are at presenting yourself, at manipulating people, or getting your point across. And then somatics. This is an amalgam of strength and endurance. This is your physical prowess encompassed. Your strength, your how long you hold your breath, how far you can run or how long you can run, stuff like that. And then your willpower. This one's basic. This is just your strength of will. That's it. Now, you get 1,000 points to start, and each point is a customization point you see down there. Each point you raise has a character point cost. Aptitude is the second highest. Moxie, I'm going to get into later, is the highest because it only goes to 10. You get one for free, but only goes to 10. And then your psi slights are little like a psionic traits that you can buy, but that's expensive. I didn't do that. Specializations, I didn't do that either. But skills up to 60 only cost 1 to 1. Skills, if you want to get a skill starting above 60, well, it's double the price. And then for every 1 character point, you can get an extra $1,000 to start. Sounds awesome. And of course, your reputation, 1 character point gets you 10 rep. I'm going to explain reputation when we get later. Don't worry about it. We're going to go on. Now, what did I choose? I chose cognition and savvy as my highest ones because I'm a businessman. I'm a hypercorp dynamic, man. I want my mind and my silver tongue to do all the work for me. So I got those to 25. That cost me 100 character points a piece. I left my coordination and my intuition and my reflexes at 15 at average because, like I said, I'm a businessman.
Did you also decide you're a pencil neck, apparently?
Well, hang on. Now, I brought down my somatics to 10. There's a reason I did that. Yes, I did a little bit of min-maxing on this one. Shut up. But it gave me back 50 character points, which I was able to put into willpower to bump it up to 20. Because I didn't want to be, seduced by some other corporations.
Some watery tart.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
right.
bink.
I didn't need that nonsense. Didn't need it. Now, also, I kept my Moxie at 1 because I don't believe in luck. And I'm going to explain how Moxie works. Don't worry, I will. Don't worry, it's coming. But just like the book, it jumps around. All right. So I'm going to explain that too. Now, credits. You start with 5,000. I decided to get me an extra 45 grand. But because of my background as Hypercorp, I get a plus, because as a Hyper Elite, I get another plus 10K. So I get a total of 60,000 credits to start. So far, I have spent 245 of my 1,000 character points.
Might as well retire right now. You're rich.
I'm rich.
Not rich enough.
Not rich enough. No, not for my character. No. So what do we do?
You can buy the rest of the party, but you're not rich enough.
Exactly right. We go to step 3. What do you know? And I love a D100 system. I love it. Because that's what this is based on. D100. That's what you need. All your actions, you roll a D100. It's great. It's simple. I love it. This is how it works. Now, these are the skills I chose. As you can see on, right here, that's the entire skill list. There are active skills and knowledge skills. Now, you must take 700 character points of active and knowledge skills. It's 301, 400 of the other. I don't remember exactly which is which at the moment, but they do that for a reason. They make you spend points in skills so you don't spend points in just getting super aptitudes everywhere and super reputation everywhere, because reputation is king in this game when I get to that. Now, I took painting as my art because I'm a snob. I'm a paint snob apparently.
Could you take wine tasting as an art?
Yes.
Wow, make you extra snobby.
Yes, you can be a snob. I took deception because I'm a businessman. Come on, I gotta lie. Interest, hypercorp politics. Now, I will also tell you right now what these numbers equate to. 20, a skill of 20 is competent. You are trained to the basic degree. Like you go through driver's training and you graduate. You go to the DMV or the Secretary of State or whatever it is, depending on what state you're in, and you pass your test. You have a driving skill of car of 20. There you go. That's basic competence. 40 is experienced. 60 is PhD level. either in training or experience or both. So in hypercorp politics, I basically have a doctorate in it. In art, painting, I have what can be considered a bachelor's degree in
Your
art.
character is really boring.
I know.
He's not someone I would want to hang out with.
It gets more boring. Anyway, interfacing is accessing a computer terminal. Just access. It's like it's like every other game computer use. I just got 20. I just wanted to be competent. I just didn't want to fail easy stuff.
You know how to turn it off and turn it on.
And I know how to get to my porn when I want to get to it. That's
Right.
it.
Right. But
Yeah,
when something
that's all I
doesn't work, you're smart enough, not instead of calling tech support, to turn it off and turn it on.
Exactly. Yes, I can do that. And intimidation. Now, I took intimidation at 20 because I didn't want to just rely on my stat. I wanted to have something that's not my character's base, physical or threats. No. I'm more deception and persuasion and stuff like that. But I wanted to have it. It's better to have it and not use it than the other thing.
Yeah.
Right? Now, languages. Your native language you get for free. You get a rank 70 plus your cognitive skill, your cognitive aptitude. Together is your rank in your native language, which mine ends up being 95. I bought Japanese and French because Japanese and French are 2 of the 10 other languages, including English, that survived the fall. Some languages, poorer countries who couldn't get off the planet while it was being while people
Obscure
were being
dialects, things like that.
Yeah, something like that is just gone. They're just gone. Now, networking. I took Hypercorp, Criminal, and Media. All right. Now, the reason being is because Hypercorp, dumb businessman. Criminal, no good businessman has ever done anything completely legally. Wow. That's just stupid talk. That's stupid thinking.
At least not in New York City.
Yeah, anywhere really. And then Media, because my character is also a fame whore. So I wanted to be able to manipulate the media to get on my side. So I took that skill. Perception. I didn't want to miss anything. I wanted to see everything. I want to know if you're trying to lie to me. I want to see nonverbal cues, stuff like that. Perception helps you do that. Persuasion. I want to bring you over to my side. I'm a businessman. I want to bring you over to my side. That's why I got 40 instead of the 20 in regular old nasty bar physical intimidation, whatever. Profession. Business and banking. Now, business was an obvious thing. PhD level in business. I'm a businessman. I wanted as much as I can get, but I didn't want to go too much because I didn't want to waste character points, because anything over 60 is double the cost. So I didn't want to go over 60. Now, banking. What I was looking for was finance, but banking in this game encompasses accounting and finance. So basically, all money handling. Handling your money, investing your money, accounting for your money. All of that is under the umbrella of the banking skill. So I got that as well, as high as I wanted to get it. Now, protocol. This is like the how to behave, proper manners, stuff like that in these different situations. I have protocol for Hypercorps, Criminal, and Media, because I want to ingratiate myself with these 3 factions. Those are my primary focuses.
Hi, Duncan.
Hey, Duncan, how you doing? You just finished your roundtable. Good job. All right, so these are all my skills, and I've spent 945 character points so far.
All right.
I've only got 55 left. What am I going to do with them? Step 4. What are you? My morph. Now, you can be, like I said, you could be a badger if you want to. You can be an elevated monkey, a chimpanzee. You could be a spider, a droid spider, or a droid centipede. There's so many. I gave 2 examples: Flats and Olympians. Flats are your basic unmodified humans. Duncan says his topic discussion tonight: Power Rangers / Gundam / anime style parody of the SSF. Well, droidigrade. Yes, you could be.
You could be a giant tardigrade.
You could be a giant droid tardigrade. A giant mechanical tardigrade. You could do that. You could do that in this game, definitely. But flats are unmodified humans. They're not genetically cleansed of defects like possible cancers or COPD or whatever. You still have genetic diseases. Your maximum aptitudes are 20. 20 is your max. That's the best you could get.
Duncan is sold.
But it's free. You can get it for free. It costs 0 character points. 0. Now, if you want something a little better, you can get what's called an Olympian morph. An Olympian morph is physically superior to a regular human being in every way. Their max aptitudes are 30. They have increased durability and increase to all their physical stats right out of the gate. After you put points into them, you get more bonuses. You're excused. But this thing cost 40 character points, so I didn't buy that. What did I get? An Exalt. Now, because of my background as Hypercorp and Hyper Elite, literally cannot choose a flat or a robot. I am barred from those morphs because of my background. They're considered too low class. So I had to get an Exalt, an Olympian, a Menton, something that was genetically superior to all humans.
Well, yeah.
So I got an Exalt because it was cheaper and it got me what I wanted. An aptitude max of 30, just like the Olympians, but the durability slightly less. The wound threshold was slightly more than a flat. I get a +5 to my cognition and a +5 to any 3 other aptitudes I want.
That's nice.
And this cost 30 character points. So now I'm at 975.
All right.
Moving on. Now, we're going to choose my traits. Traits are special abilities, learned or natural, that you possess. Now, these special abilities could be like you're ambidextrous, or you can naturally multitask, or you are a psionic, stuff like that. Other positive traits are you're naturally brave. You have +10 modifier versus fear or intimidate. That costs 10 points. Or you're natural psionic. That costs 20 to 25, depending on if you're a minor or major psionic. Now, you can also get negative traits that give you back character points. One of them is addiction. Guess what that means?
That means you're addicted to something.
Yes, either physically or mentally addicted to a substance of some kind, and you get 5 to 20 character points back, depending on the severity of this addiction.
Woo-hoo.
Or you get combat paralysis. In the first round of combat, you freeze up. Just naturally, you freeze up. Deer in headlights. You go last in the first round. You can't take any action until then. You have no bonuses to anything.
It's a good way to die.
It's a good way to get shot first, definitely. But it gives you 20 character points, which is a lot.
It is a lot.
Yes. So I chose none. I didn't want any. I'm saving my character points for my reputation. Because here's where I explain reputation. Reputation is your pull or influence in certain circles of society. Now, if you watch the backstory, you know that they have nanoassemblers. Nanoassemblers is basically like a slower version of Star Trek's replicators. You can make anything you want.
Just takes a while.
Just takes a while. Takes a little longer than, but it can be made and on the cheap. So if you have influence, you can use favors to get things like starships and guns and armor and a new morph or whatever, just with influence. So what did I get? Lots of influence. Oh, I want that a lot. I chose CivicNet, which is your Hypercorp influence, Fame, which is your media influence, criminal influence, and the I, which is your basically the future version of Anonymous influence.
All right. Except actually competent and
actually competent and a cohesive group. Right. Exactly right. Yeah, hackers basically. Now, you get 50 reputation points for free. My free points I divvied up between CivNet and Fame. And then with 6 character points each, I boosted them to 85. Now the max is 99. Now, I used up all my free points, so I used 7 character points to get my criminal contact influence to 70, and 6 character points to get my hacker fame or a hacker influence to 60. Now, I have the reputation networks on top. You see that the CivicNet, the factions and people who are affected by that are Hypercorps, Jovians, Lunars, Martians, and Venusians, and blah blah blah, whatever. But the cool thing is below that, the reputation level. As you can see, my CivNet and media reputation level is 5, which is the highest. Now, this means that I can ask for extremely expensive favors from these two factions. Like from the hypercorp, I can say, listen, I want to physically travel from one habitat to another, and I'd like you to give me a ride on your pleasure cruiser. Now, if you have a reputation level 1 or 2, they're gonna go, who are you? 3 or 4, they're gonna like, maybe, I don't know. 5, they're like, all right, yeah, we'll foot that one, especially because of my fame reputation. Where I go, the media follows. What I like, the media knows about. If you give me your product, I will wear it. You will get more people buying your product because they will think it's more superior than what they can find on the black market or replicate themselves. Okay,
All right.
so I got that. Now I got the criminal network because, like I said, no good businessman is in business unless he has done something wrong.
Or at the most charitable, you're going to have issues with criminal enterprises when you're trying to do something. You know how to
Exactly.
smooth it over, or at least speak their language.
Exactly right. Now, hackers, well, having them on your side is always a good idea, especially when people are now information. Just like altered carbon, you exist in a cortical stack in your sleeve or morph, your body. So if you're hacked or your backup is hacked, you're screwed, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you want the future good version of Anonymous on your side. So I got them at reputation level 4.
Always helpful.
Always helpful. Now, let's go on to step 5. What do you have? This is the gear. Now, this stuff I got for free because I bought my morph with 30 character points. You get basic biomods. Your basic biomods are you're genetically cleansed of all predisposed diseases. You have advanced white blood cells that make you immune to anything from flu to the common cold. Uh, you are even if you get a sickness, your body makes it non-transmittable in any form. You have a cortical stack in your spine to house your consciousness in case you die. You can be uploaded into a new body, and you get mesh inserts. That's the info mesh, the network mesh that covers the entire solar system, the internet of the future. If you get a cranial computer, a radio transceiver, and medical sensors, so you know your body's state at all times, and in case of emergency, you can use that radio transceiver to call for 911. It's basically a 911 call. When your heart starts to defibrillate, your brain will automatically call 911 and get an ambulance to you. It's great. It's awesome. And I get that for free. Awesome. So what I have to buy, I bought an access jack. Now an access jack, just like a Shadowrun, it is you jack into a computer. You physically plug it into your head, you plug into your thing. Now I got that instead of the Wi-Fi version because the Wi-Fi version is not secure. And since I deal with the underworld, I deal with criminal elements sometimes, I want secure communications, especially to and from my friggin' brain.
That'd be nice.
Yes. I got mnemonic augmentation, which allows me to go back into my memories and visually play them back in slow motion, stop motion, reverse, whatever, so I can examine them in detail. Something I wasn't focusing on. Like I glanced over at someone's notepad but didn't really look at it. I can go back into my memory, look at that glance, and read it. Awesome.
Would you be able to hear like a conversation in the background you weren't
Yes.
paying attention to?
Yes, that's another thing too. Everything you hear is also recorded with the mnemonic augmentation. So you can listen to background conversations that you didn't pay attention to the first time.
Very nice.
Yes. Multitasking. This one's awesome. You can split yourself into 2 U's for up to 4 hours. The U that's controlling your body is in charge of all tasks that require a body. The you that's in the background can work on purely mental tasks, like using your mnemonic augmentation to go back and parse through memories, or work on a puzzle, or figure out what this guy is doing, with his body language, or noticing stuff in the periphery that you're not paying attention to. Your multitask fork that's inside your head.
Could you use that to take advantage of resisting torture techniques?
No, because you also exist in your physical body as well.
Right.
And this multitasking is not a true separate entity. He gets reintegrated.
Okay, you have to get all those memories back.
Exactly. At the end of a maximum of 4 hours, you will be reintegrated no matter what. So
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, there you go. and skillware, which just like Shadowrun is like skill wires. You can just upload, with my access jack, I can plug in and upload these skills into myself. So I have these skills at a rank of 40. I got the Arabic language because it's one of the major ones that survived the fall. I got beam weapons because Daddy said it's always good to know how to fire a gun. InfoSec is information security. That's again with the, to get hacker cred. And unarmed combat because, again, Daddy said it's always a good idea to be able to defend yourself. Now, I have the asterisk on 2. Those are the ones I have generically uploaded. You can only have 100 points total uploaded at a time in your skill.
All right.
So I have 4 40-point deals, but I can only fit 2 of them in.
All right, fair enough.
At a time. But the asterisk are the ones I have in as default. Unless I say otherwise. Now, more stuff. BioWeave armor. This is nanofibers and modified spider silk woven into your morph's skin to make it more resilient. It gives you 2 automatic armor versus energy attacks and 3 automatic armor versus kinetic attacks. And armor clothing. This is a nanoweave armor in your suit. And you can wear it on top of your BioWeave armor because your BioWeave armor is in your skin. So it adds together. You add them together. Yeah. And of course, I bought myself a laser pulse beam weapon with a nuclear battery. Now, a nuclear battery, think, oh, then it's got shots forever. No. It has a normal clip that you put in that's a battery, and you fire that number of shots and it runs out. But if you leave that battery in the gun, that's very, very tiny amount of nuclear battery energy in it will recharge that recharge that clip after an hour. So if you have, like, say 3 extra clips and you go through a day of fighting, end of the day, you spend 3 hours recharging your clips. Next morning, you're good to go.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. And backup insurance. Backup insurance is awesome. Backup insurance is if you die or go missing for a specified period of time, your very last save of yourself is re-sleeved into a new body. Okay, cool, free body. Now, they have low to high cost backup insurance. A low cost backup insurance is you're backed up twice a year for free. Every other backup costs money. And your free re-sleeve is a flat. Just generic human.
Makes
whatever.
sense.
I got the highest end one. I can back up whenever the heck I want. Every night I can back up. And when I re-sleeve, I will re-sleeve into the morph that I was last in with all of the augmentations that it had.
Totally worth it if you can afford it.
Totally worth it if you can afford it. Now, all of this costs 38,000 credits. I have 22,000 left.
All right.
After buying everything. Now, I want to reiterate that a normal character gets $5,000 to buy gear.
They cannot get nearly any of this.
No, they could not get nearly any of this unless they took the backgrounds and stuff that I did.
They could dream of it.
They could dream of this stuff, but
they could look at pictures of what you have.
Exactly, or just look at me and bask in my glory.
That's right.
Yes. Now, step 6.
My badger is impressed.
Badger impressed. What do you want to do? This is from the moment you start the game going forward. What is your goal? Everyone has goals. They have examples right below me. They have example goals. You want to contact more aliens. You want to open source all information to everyone.
You want to form a new religion with you at the head.
There you go. You want to form a religion. That's fine. That's great.
It's on the list.
Exactly. It is on the list. Venusian sovereignty is also on the list. Venus controls the entire system. That's on the list.
Fair enough.
What I choose? Well, I want to build a business empire. I want to gain even more fame. And I want to turn the black market into a gray market so I control it. Basically, I want to ultimately build my own habitat that I control.
Fair enough.
No man is an island except a guy who owns his own island.
Surrounded by enormous piles of money.
Surrounded by enormous piles of money. That's my goal.
He's got a dream.
Exactly. Basically, I want to be a mixture of Elon Musk and a Kardashian. Not a girl, but fame. Fame whore. I am.
Yes.
My character's fame whore. Yes. Now, with my reputation scores, I can get basically anything I want through favors.
Which is nice.
Yes, with my fame alone, people want me around because it brings attention to them. With my hypercorp reputation, businesses want to deal with me because they know I have a good reputation. I'm not going to screw them over. And on top of that, my fame is going to make a conglomeration between me and them much more profitable because everyone's going to know about it. That's how I built my character. I built my character to be a money machine, money and fame machine. It. Yes. Now,
not good in a firefight though.
No, not good. Well, no.
You're not bad in a firefight.
I'm not. No. I got pretty good with my skill wire. With my skill wires. I can
saw.
Be good in a firefight.
I saw.
Yeah. Now, next is the character sheet, and I want you to go to full screen on this one because it's hard to read. All right. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about Moxie and all of the other traits that are figured characteristics. Now, I say figured because you have no control over them. They're figured from the stats you bought earlier, which are the aptitudes you see here. Now, the morph bonus, cognitive, because it's an exalt, I get +5. And I get +5 in 3 others. I chose those 3. Now, Moxie is basically luck. The human instinct for survival and ingenuity. Now, you can have up to 10. It costs 15 character points per one.
That's a lot.
But I built my character to not believe in luck. So I built my character to be skill-based and to just make it on his rolls alone. But Moxie allows you to do several really cool things. One, this is D100 based, okay? And let's say you have a skill 70. You roll a 71. That's a failure. You can use Moxie to flip the dice. That 71 turns into a 17.
Ooh, very interesting. That's interesting.
You use one of your Moxie points, and they are refillable after a certain amount of time, or if you make certain goals, they do replenish. But if you use them, and if you use them all, then you down to 0, then you're out of luck. And it can also turn a critical failure into a regular failure, or regular success into a critical success.
Very cool.
Now, TT, right next to Moxie is TT. That is trauma threshold. That is how much mental trauma you can endure in a single incident without getting some kind of temporary insanity or derangement. Like I said, this does, like, if you watch the background, you know there is a little bit of Cthulhu element to this game.
Right.
And your next trait is lucidity. This is how much trauma you can hold until you get a permanent psychosis or derangement. And then the attribute after that is your insanity rating. This is how much mental trauma you can withstand without going bat crap, outhouse rat crazy. And then basically you're done. Just like Call of Cthulhu, when you run out of sanity, you just give your character sheet over to the game master and you make a new one. That's this stat.
All right, very good.
Now, WT is wound threshold. If you take 8 or more, kind of like Earthdawn, if you take 8 or more damage at one time from one attack, you take a wound. Every wound you have, either mental or physical, trauma threshold and wound threshold work side by side, and they add together. You get a minus 10% to all rolls per wound. Durability is kind of like your hit points.
All right.
When mine, because I have an Exalt morph, has 40 durability. When I reach 40, I am either dead or dying. Now, your DR is your death rating. When I reach 60, I am inexorably dead, just in pieces. There's no bringing me back. Retrieve my cortical stack, put me in a new body. There's no helping me. In between 41 and 59, I can be saved with medical intervention. And then my initiative is 7. That's when you go in the round. Now, speed was left blank. That was a mistake on mine. Speed is 1. Everyone's default speed is 1. It is not affected by your stats. It is only affected by bionic implants or drugs. Your speed is the number of times you go in a round, number of actions you take in a round. Everyone basically has one. And that is your figure characteristic. Now, if you look at the skills, you'll see that many of my skills are close to or greater than 100. Now, a 99 is an automatic failure, and a 00 is an automatic success. Unlike in many other D100 games, it doesn't go from 1 to 100, it goes from 0 to 99. A 00 is the best ever. A 99 is the worst ever.
All right.
So one of my skills, networking hypercorp, is 110. Now, me being the player and the game master, the game master said that, hey, anything over 98 will go into eating into negative modifiers. So if I'm distracted, or wounded, it'll eat into the extra before it gets into my actual roll.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, and as you can see, all of these skills and all of these stats are with my morph, my background, and my faction all taken into account.
Right.
And the total, as you can see on the skill, total is my actual roll. What I have to roll equal to or less to succeed. As you can see, some things I suck at, like, say, I don't know, exotic melee 15. A 15 or under means I succeed.
That kunai and chain is just not too great for you.
Yeah, that's not for me. But say, I don't know, what else we have here? Oh, my English language, 95. Or
your networking hypercore.
My network hypercore, 110. Or my protocol for hypercorp, business, and media is 90. Yes, 90.
Very nice.
Yes, very nice. So that is it, and you can unbiggen now if you want.
Already done.
Excellent. And that is the character generation for Eclipse Phase. Now, if you want more, if you want to go through actual gameplay, I can. But first, before we get into that, I want to tell you how this book was constructed. This book is big, it's thick, it's got a lot of information in it, and it is poorly placed. The information is poorly placed. Generating this character, usually you need to go through the character generation chapter and you can generate a character. No, this book is not built that way. You go through and you're like, oh, to figure out the importance of this stat, you have to jump to page 122. Or to figure out what this means, you have to jump to page 534. So I constantly had to keep jumping between page and page and page and page. So creating a character is a long and drawn out process because the book is structured poorly. I hope they fix that in second edition.
But once you get used to it, it's easy.
No, they say that. They actually said that.
I know that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I know. They actually wrote that in the book. Character generation could be a little problem, but trust me, it gets easy once you know. Yeah, once you memorize the book, character generation is awesome. But that's about it. Because you have to jump through the book, so many different pages, especially on a PDF, that's difficult. So yes, no points for character, no points for structure.
You know, reconfiguring the IRQs of your computer is easy once you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but
yeah.
That's when you already don't need to look up a book.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that sucks. But if you want me to go through the general gameplay, example gameplay of this game, great. Throw it up in chat, put it in the comments, or go up on our Discord or Twitter. Tell me what you think. What do you think of Eclipse Phase so far? If you've seen my background episodes and you've seen this, go ahead and give me your opinion on the game. I'd love to hear it. How do you think on how I made my character? Was I a little too egotistical? Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
that was the point of the character. It's entertaining.
That was the point. Yeah, that was the point of it. Now, do you have any other suggestions for any other RPGs that you want me to do? Because right now I'm out of ideas. Give me one.
Have you done TMNT yet?
I've done a lot of Palladium.
You have done a lot of Palladium.
I've done a lot of Palladium, so I'm trying to stick away from Palladium for the moment. But hey, comment below, comment in chat, or go into our Discord, go to our Twitter, throw me up what you think of Eclipse Phase, what you think of my character, and what RPG to do next. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Heathen Dog. And remember, don't miss an episode of Heathen Dog. On Twitch, you can follow, get your notifications. Go to the thing, say, oh, wow, notifications. What happens if I click that? Oh, you'll be notified. And then, God, there's a subscribe button. You hit it. And it's awesome. And you're happier, and your life is 10% better. And also, it can be another 10% better. YouTube, subscribe through YouTube, you know, where all the things are uploaded. And you are happy.
Yes. And you're clicking that bell.
Click the bell. You could ring my bell.
Oh, no. It's stuck in my head now. No.
The 70s were a terrible time, my friends.
Oh, my brain. Oh, you broke my brain.
What's odd is I actually really like 70s sci-fi art. I don't know why. But if you want more Heathen Dog, you can look him up on YouTube. Heathen Dog with anime and RPG segments. His team-ups with Garthon. Past streams. Look at them. They are fun. Much entertainment to be had there. And you can check out his personal loving begotten stream Monday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, yes, where he's currently playing Sins of a Stolen Empire Rebellion with mods.
This one is a Battlestar Galactica mod,
yes,
Fall of Cobalt, which has been really fun so far.
Awesome.